So here we are for the first match of round 3. We've got X-Scorpio versus Enderfowl. And let's see what goes on with the Graveyard deck versus the Shop deck. Looks like Enderfowl has the busted start again. That seems pretty good. Precursor Golem, Chalice of the Void, double Workshop. Alright, so Force of Will on the Golem, and Chalice for 2. How do you resolve Hermit Druid? Look at that Force of Will. X-Scorpio has a crazy deck. I think he's got 4 foil Force of Wills. He might only have 3, but it's been a long time since he's only had 3. I think he has 4 now. And he may have had 4 for quite a while. But man, like, whew, craziness. Elfish Spirit Guide Beatdown! And Dryad Arbor. Let's get there. Let's get there with your creatures. So, here's one of the problems that Workshop sometimes finds. Without card draw in the deck, it can just flood out. And, like, look at what we got. 4, 5, 6 mana sources in his deck. Reveals Phyrexian Revoker to untap his Mana Vault and stop the damage. Revealing Revoker, but he does not cast Revoker. I'm not sure why you wouldn't cast Revoker. And again, oh, he can't cast it because Chalice of the Void on 2. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Wow. Is this Elfish Spirit Guide going to go the distance? It looks... Man. Oh, here we go. There's an answer. X-Scorpio can trade with the Lodestone Golem, but then it doesn't look like he can do anything. I think his entire deck is 1s and 2s. Steel Hellkite, and now the game is over now. Yep, X-Scorpio scoops him up. And we'll see what happens in Game 2. And we're back for Game 2 with X-Scorpio and Enderfowl. Enderfowl, let me know if I'm butchering it. There's definitely 2 L's. Sometimes it looks like there's only 1 on my screen, but mostly up here. So we've got a Tropical Island, pass. Every game, he has like 4 mana on turn 1. It's crazy. Whew, turn 2 Steel Hellkite. Force of Will. It's looking risky. Hermit Druid. Chalice of the Void for 1. It's looking quite risky for X-Scorpio here. Razormane Masticore. I like this guy against Fish, and he seems pretty good against Hermit Druid as well. I'm going to guess that he's got maybe Hurkyl's Recall. And Force of Will for the Phyrexian Revoker. Relic is not a problem, but he dazes it anyway. Yeah, and that'll be the game. Get that giant Suture Ghoul in there. And X-Scorpio scoops up game 2. And we're back for the final game of the match between X-Scorpio and Enderfall. Enderfall mulligans, and again starts with the nut hand. The double nut hand. Trinisphere and Relic. Well, we know Scorpio has no basics, otherwise his combo would not work. And we've got Enderfall on pretty much nothing. He's got one card in his hand. However, he does have this Relic, which is just going to do its damage. Maybe we will see a Nature's Claim and then an activation. Oh, Hurkyl's Recall. Pitching a Spirit Guide. Seems good. It looked like that was Enderfall's game, though. That Force of Will was good times. And then the Hurkyl's Recall on top. So we've got Hermit Druid going into the final money round. Let's see what happens in the other matches. Alright, here we have Catweasel versus Cronin. And so it's Oath of Druids versus something. And it is round 3, Workshops. Turn 1, Trinisphere. Seems good. As the Strip Mine. Ooh, maybe it's not Workshops. Maybe it's some kind of Tinker, Tezzeret, possibly Affinity Shops. Well, there's a Metalworker. And here's an Oath of Druids. Man, it's like I can predict the future. Alright, how does Catweasel get out of this? Blightsteel with Dragon's Breath is a pretty good way to get out of it. And that'll be the game. Quick one. Here we are for game 2 with Cronin and Catweasel. Man, it just seems like Workshops opens on the nut hand every time. Every time. I guess that's why the deck does so well. But as we will see, I mean, opening on the nut hand does not mean that you're going to win. Cronin opened up on turn 1 Trinisphere last game and lost. That's the power of Oath of Druids. Just sit there and wait meticulously to blow up your entire game plan. So, Cronin can win the game without playing any guys. It looks like I would bet Time Vault wins this game. Or Tinker. Tinker is good too. No duplicate off the top. And now we've got an Oath of Druids. And that's the match for Catweasel. Let's see how the Wild Dog did. So here we are with the Wild Dog versus Zeister. And we'll see what Zeister is running. We know the Wild Dog is on Good Game Oath. I see red. Is it possible that red deck wins? Yes, it is possible. This must be, oh, this is the X-Scorpio match from round 1. Ooh, look at that. That is a scary thing. However, he can easily win the game right here. Blightsteel with double Dragon's Breath. Seems pretty good. Swing in there for your life total and poison. Alright, we'll see what happens in game 2. Here we go for game 2 of Burn versus Oath. Goblin Guide. Get in there. Give him a land. Discard Dragon's Breath seems pretty good. Spell Pierce. Tinker on top. Oh, look at that. Turn 2 Tinker. For the win, because Dragon's Breath is in the graveyard. Oh, that is the first time I've seen a tinkered up Blightsteel win the game on the turn it came into play. Hooray. Let's see what happens in the last one with Saberlod. Here we have Saberlod running the Workshop deck against Nako with Gush again. And it's not a happy ending. Shops for the 3rd time in a row. Now I remember why I don't play Classic. See, instead of saying I don't play Classic, Nako, you should play a deck that does not automatically lose to Workshops. Saberlod bleeds out with the ridiculous draw. This is turn 2. Turn 3, we've got a Chalice for 1. So let's see, his 2 drops cost 3, 4, 5. Precursor Golem for the win. I can't see how Saberlod could possibly lose this game. Swinging for 11 and scoop-a-doop. See for game 2. Here we are for game 2. Gush is on the play this time and gets blown out by Wasteland into Thorn. Luck greater than skill. I disagree with you, Nako. I disagree with you. Luck greater than skill in the pairings, sure, but skillfully you should have chosen a different deck. And we get an early concession to Recurring Wasteland. Mana Crypt. Man, this card is restricted, and yet it always seems to hit play on turn 1. So yeah, that was round 3, and we'll see how everything wraps up in round 4.